Hey guys, day 3 on Dive to the Titanic. Sweet. We've bought our claw at the auction for the Nephron
First,
and
we change
for
to the claw camera by pressing G.
Here we go, yeah.
Here's a short explanation of how the claw works. By pressing num4 and num6, you can pull in and lower the claw.
Num6, num4, check.
You can raise and lower the claw with the keys num8 and num2. By the way, you can center it and height by pressing num5.
8, 2, 5,
To
okay.
rotate the claw, press num7 or num9.
Sweet.
To pick up an object, open and close the claw by pressing num1 and num3.
Num1, num3, okie dokie.
We received some tips via email as to what might realize a good price at an auction. We're talking about the original dishes with the White Star Line logo of the Titanic.
That sounds expensive.
It has to be fully intact though. This means we're going to need a plate and a pot made of porcelain that aren't broken. According to the files of previous dives, carried out by our dearly beloved competitors, we should discover the plate somewhere on the sea deck. But we're not just picking up any old plate, no. We're getting the one belonging to Mr. Thomson Beatty. More on that later. I think it's probably best if you place the Nephron close to the famous staircase and take the dive from there onto deck C. Even further.
Now you can do that. You can go to the staircase, or there is a quicker way to this one position, which we're going to. If you like. I think, baby.
Okay, as I can see, you're ready. Let's
Yep.
begin. By the way, if you feel like you have a good image in front of the lens,
There we go.
Go for it. Take a picture. Okay, and now on to deck C.
So we're just going to go down here.
Forwards.
See that porthole there? That's where we're going. And then I'll go to the great staircase.
Now north.
So the computer thinks that you've gone from the staircase down and down a corridor to this room. So he'll say, wow, that was really hard going. I've done this like 6 times,
Forwards.
this level, trying to figure out.
Man, that was tough getting here. Good job at your end. This is Mr. Thomson Beatty's cabin. Let's grab that plate. But be careful, that thing can break. If you want to know more about Thomson, press I.
Just for the hells. Claw. Now, this is real easy. Seriously, it makes it out to be hard, but it isn't. The plate's like indestructible. You literally cannot break it.
Okay, nice and easy. Now, come back to the Nephron. I hope you remember the way.
Yep. How can't I?
We've just received an interesting email. There's a rumor floating about that the pocket watch of Lord Ismay, managing director of the White Star Line, is supposedly still in his cabin. I suggest that we check on that right away. My goodness, the pocket watch of the Lord Ismay. That would be awesome. Alright, according to my files, you'll have to go to B deck. I'm not sure which cabin though. It should be somewhere in the range from B52 to B56. Regarding the recovery, are you familiar with the book Raise the Titanic? I don't know what kind of drugs the author took for breakfast that morning.
He was
Sure
high.
didn't do him any good. He seriously
Extremely
suggested
high.
blocking every leak and opening of the Titanic with an elastic seal, exclusively developed modeling clay with special characteristics, so to speak. The seawater is then pushed out of the ship, and the Titanic blasted out of the mud with gigantic explosive charges. Finally, the Titanic reaches the surface floating and undamaged. This madness was also made into a film.
Oh,
I'm not sure if
I
they
know the
actually
film.
used the modeling clay.
Haven't seen it, but
This
I know
reminds me
there's...
of another expert. He set out to cover the Titanic with a huge wrapping and then pump liquid nitrogen into it, causing the water to freeze and eventually making the Titanic pop up like an ice cube in a whiskey glass.
Yep.
I believe the man had more than enough of just that substance. Okay, the watch has to be here somewhere, if it really exists. Given the size of such a tiny pocket watch, I suggest that we graze the cabin inch by inch. This is the foremost staircase. Should you require more information, check your PDA.
Booting up, down we go. Here we go, into the grand staircase. I've actually been to the grand staircase. The grand staircase. Well, not the actual one, but we went to an exhibition on the Titanic, and they had a remake, a really, really precise remake. So, yeah, I have my photo, I have a photo of me in the grand staircase. That was close. Taking photos of chandeliers apparently brings money. I'm interested. But, yeah, nearly crashed it. Where are we? A deck, one more. Down, down, prices are down. That hat is so annoying. Do. Actually, I think these stalactites aren't actually, or stalagmites, whatever they are. No, you can go straight through them, wow. Now, I know where his room is, it's the one here, and I know this because I had some trouble the first couple of goes, so I looked at some maps of the actual deck plans and found his cabin. So the website I went to, I will link, because that'll probably help some people navigate the innards of the Titanic. But this is his room here. Pretty beat up. I see, yes, I see it. There it is.
Wow, I don't believe it! You found it! Lord Ismay's watch! Incredible! This is the find of the century! It's unbelievable! You want me to tell you something about good old Lord Ismay? If yes, as usual, press I.
What the
There's not
hell?
much to tell. He rose to become a successful businessman in the record-breaking time span of only 5 years. That's how he could afford such a fancy house in such a short period of time. In January 1912, Beatty and two friends set out on a sailing trip from New York to Italy. You could call it a winter holiday. In March, one of his friends became very ill. The other two were at the end of their tether as well and decided to return home, not on the sailboat, but on this new luxury liner called Titanic. Proudly, Thompson told his mother in a letter that he would be returning home on a true miracle of engineering. An unsinkable ship. Unfortunately, neither he or his friends survived the journey home.
Where'd the watch
Ismay
go?
is actually called Joseph
There we
Bruce
go.
Ismay. He was the managing director of White Star Line and was one of the founding fathers of the three great ocean liners, Olympic, Britannic, and of course,
Where'd the watch go?
Titanic. According to historiography, Ismay is regarded as one of the persons responsible for the Titanic catastrophe. Rumor has it that Ismay bribed the captain to reach New York ahead of schedule in order to be able to create a scoop about the White Star Line. Even if Ismay had pressed him, the captain should always act in favor of the safety of the passengers. No matter what Ismay had asked of the captain, it is he who has the final say and the full responsibility. Other rumors claim that Ismay had dressed up as a woman in order to grift a seat in the lifeboat.
There we go, now I got it.
However, other eyewitnesses have claimed that Ismay's behavior during the evacuation was exemplary. He tried to calm down the panicking people and escorted the women around him to the lifeboats, thereby politely pushing aside the male passengers. This, however, has been left out of the various recollections of the events, and a bad reputation was pinned on Bruce Ismay, turning him into a villain and coward in the numerous films and books. The truth will probably never be known. I have another idea. We could use the Nephron to retrieve one of those spots with the White Star Line logo. I think I remember where I saw one. At the end of the Titanic, right there where she broke in half, lies a lot of junk scattered about on the bottom of the sea. Me thinks that's where I saw one of those spots.